All right, and welcome back to the Doug Karns program. 267-495-4866 is the voicemail line, or dougkarnsprogram@gmail.com is the way you can reach me at email. All right, so let's finish up real quick. We were just talking about how the government is weaseling their way in to tell you how to run your life, whether it's the thermostat in your office because you live in or you work in a big office building, so you can't set your thermostat lower or higher depending on what kind of temperature it is because it wastes energy. You have all that. They're stepping in. So let's just take a little flashback during the campaign of 2008 because the Obamas, their administration, Cass Sunstein, and a bunch of people around the president want to take over your life. They want to. If you don't believe me, go out and search it for yourself. YouTube has a bunch of clips you can just search for government takeover. Because these people, they need you to need them. That's the whole point of them being in office. That's not how our founders saw it. Our founders saw it as you're serving the people. You're going to do the people's work. And you didn't get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. You didn't get these crazy benefits. You just went there twice a year, made sure everything was running okay. The federal government shouldn't have that much say in anything. And then you came home. Not this, you work full-time, 24/7, get paid $250,000 a year, and this is why. We give them so much power that they want us to need them. That's what they want. That's their goal. And the more we need them, the more they stay in power and make all kinds of money and get to do whatever they want, whether it's insider trading, which I don't know if you saw that story months ago, but congressmen were doing inside trading on the stock market, and it wasn't illegal because they're privileged to certain information that other schmoes like us aren't privileged to. And they got around inside trading, and they got to make tons of money off of it. So I just want to give you a little flashback because there were signs in the 2008 campaign that nobody paid attention to, but certain people like me and other talk show hosts and other normal people who actually paid attention to things because there were clues dropped. And this is one of them. Here's Michelle Obama.
Barack, as Oprah said, is one of the most brilliant men you will meet in our lifetime. Barack is more than ready. He'll be ready today. He'll be ready on day one. He'll be ready in a year from now, 5 years from now. He is ready. That is not the question. The question is, what are we ready for? Wait. Because we say we're ready for change. We say we're ready for change, but see, change is hard. Change will always be hard, and it doesn't happen from the top down. We do not get universal health care. We don't get better schools because somebody else is in the White House. We get change because folks from the grassroots up decide they are sick and tired of other people telling them how their lives will be. When they decide to roll up their sleeves and work. And Barack Obama will require you to work.
He will require you to work. Now, you've heard me say we need to pay attention, we need to rise up and do, and you might be thinking that's what she's saying, but she's saying it backwards. She's saying that we need to do whatever we can to support Obama. We need to be there for the man, not for the law. See, I say we're here for the law, not for the man. But she wants, and she said it, and he said it plenty of times during the campaign, they need us. They need us to be with them. Like, no, I am not for Rick Santorum, Mitt Romney. I hate all of them. I'm just voting for the lesser of two evils. I'm not for a man. I don't get happy when my man gets in office because you know why? He could screw it up. I don't trust him. I don't trust anybody in office. And you shouldn't trust Obama. You shouldn't trust Bush. You shouldn't trust Romney, McCain, Sarah Palin, Michelle Obama. I don't care if it's Jesus himself, you shouldn't trust him. You should always question him, hold his feet to the fire. Now, Jesus, I think we could say he'd probably do a good job, or at least an okay job. But I'm just saying you shouldn't even trust him in office. Because once you start getting trustworthy of somebody in office, they start taking advantage of you because that's what power does. Man is always craving power. It's bred into us. Every single human being, we enjoy the power. And once it's given to us, it clouds our memory. And that's why we can't give these people too much power. I mean, look what they're doing to our economy. I'm looking at a headline right now, inconvenient photo taking at Exxon gas station just outside White House. And the gas is at $5.39 for unleaded. And for the super unleaded, it's $5.69. Approaching $6 a gallon in D.C. Like, this is what is going to happen when this hits middle of America, the average town, these kind of prices. The economy will collapse. This is what he wants. And a lot of lefties want this in the government too, because they believe in climate change, which you can believe in it, but there's a right way of going about things. If you crash an economy because of high gas prices, what's it going to matter? Nobody's going to have money to spend on green technology. It's just not going to happen. Nobody's going to have cash to buy a solar panel, to buy wind power. Nobody's going to have it because the economy will crash to the ground if we have $6 to $10 a gallon for gasoline. It's ridiculous. And let me just play this clip. Fox News, during a press conference with Obama, challenged him on how he wants high gas prices. Now, listen to his answer, because his answer is baloney. It's straight up baloney. Because he wants high gas prices. And I will play the sound clips to prove it. Because he has this agenda that he wants to get green, because he has a bunch of green technology lobbyers who pay him money to get this through. So not only does he want to do it for climate change, he gets tons and tons of money from green companies, which have, I mean, here's another headline. Failed green tech company abandons $400 million plant. A $450 million plant is abandoned because they failed. There's no market for green technology right now. It's not near. See, let me just give you a little example. Apple, all right? People said the iPad was going to have the Retina display last year in the last model, iPad 2. Well, this year they just announced with the Retina display. Now, why did they not put it in the last one? Because they couldn't get these screens cost efficient enough to put it in there. Now, if Apple was losing money every iPad they sold because they just wanted a Retina screen in there, they'd be out of business. And this is what we're doing with green technology. It's not cost efficient yet. We're not there yet. Once solar panels get nanotechnology and are able to provide power for buildings with just maybe a couple solar panels, that's where we want to be. But it's not there yet. We can't just collapse the system into green technology. It doesn't work. You can give me every single equation in the book right now. There's no market for it. Nobody's buying it. Why? This is the fourth failed green technology company this past year that we've given money to. We even subsidized them, and they still failed. There is no market for it. There could be one day, but you know what? Until it's cost efficient, just like Apple, once they were able to get the Retina display, which is a very high density display that costs a lot of money, once they could get it cost efficient, they could put it in their iPad and sell it. They didn't just put it generations before where it cost them tons of money to do it, and they went out of business. It doesn't work that way. You can't do it. You can't just jump into something like that. So let me just play this clip, because this is what President Obama wants and the left-wingers want, because they want higher gas prices to cause green technology to grow and to help fight climate change. It doesn't work.
You have expressed concern about this loose talk of war, as you call it, driving up gas prices further. Your critics will say on Capitol Hill that you want gas prices to go higher because you have said before that will wean the American people off fossil fuels onto renewable fuels. How do you respond to that?
Ed, just from a political perspective, do you think the President of the United States going into re-election wants gas prices to go up higher? Is there anybody here who thinks that makes a lot of sense?
Listen to how he belittles that question. He makes him sound like an idiot. And then the little minions, his little press secretary, the whole press club is like, you're so funny. That's so funny. Why would you ask that question? Well, you know what? He had a right to ask that question because listen to these sound clips. And this is during a campaign when he was campaigning in 2008. And these just slipped by the media. The media doesn't even pay attention to these. Let me play this.
The problem is, can you get the American people to say this is really important and force their representatives to do the right thing? That requires mobilizing a citizenry. That requires them understanding what is at stake. And climate change is a great example. When I was asked earlier about the issue of coal, under my plan of a cap and trade system, electricity rates would necessarily skyrocket. Even, regardless of what I say about whether coal is good or bad, because I'm capping greenhouse gases, coal-powered plants, natural gas, you name it, whatever the plants were, whatever the industry was, they would have to retrofit their operations. That will cost money. They will pass that money on to consumers.
All right, so energy prices would necessarily skyrocket under his plan. This is in 2008. Thankfully, cap and trade has been put on the back burner right now. There's still a bill out there, but he wants energy prices to go up because he believes that's what's going to help fight climate change. Now, what do you think that is going to do to this economy? That's fragile. There's 16% unemployment in this country if you use the real U6 number. There's 16% unemployed. What do you think that is going to do to the economy? What do you think that's going to do to food prices? Food prices are already rising because of inflation. Have you got a pay raise recently? I'm pretty sure your pay raise isn't keeping pace with the rate of inflation. So what do you think high electricity bills, high gas prices are going to do to the economy? Trucks have to deliver the food. People have to drive to the store to get the food. Oil does everything. Electricity, travel. Just take 2 seconds and think about it. He wants gas prices to go up. And then he sits there and mocks Fox News about bringing up that question and he just ridicules them. This is what they do. They surround the one guy who's actually doing his job, and they make him sound like an idiot. And I wish Ed from Fox News had the sound clip to play for him right there. Because either the media is just too stupid or they're blatantly just covering for Obama. Because this guy, when we come back from the break, we're already up against the break, so I can't play it right now. When we come back, there's even more audio clips of him wanting gas prices to go up. What do you think that's going to do? Okay, you think that's going to help climate change? Well, guess what? You think that's going to help green technology? Well, guess what? There's not going to be an economy to afford that green technology. There's not going to be anything left. You're dooming the world and the United States into the deepest depression it's ever seen. All right, we'll be right back.